So, after you notice that there's a tough question that the character asks themselves, you want to stop and ask yourself, well, what does this question that the character's asking make me wonder about? Each time we encounter a signpost, we're going to have a question like this that when we notice the signpost, we'll stop and ask ourselves a question. And that's going to help us think more deeply about what's going on at that moment. Because remember, when you ask yourself that question, it's going to lead you to learn more about the conflict, to make predictions about what your character might do next based on what they're trying to decide or what they're worried about. And it can also help you notice the theme. Sometimes characters ask big questions about big ideas. Now, when you're reading and you're wondering, hey, how can I notice when a tough question is happening on the page? Where there are a couple of clues. Number one, tough questions often come in pairs. Think about when we talked about that scenario where you're imagining that you were trying out for the play. And I said, what might be some tough questions that roll through your head? So, a lot of times when we're questioning ourselves, we'll have multiple questions at once. Man, should I even try out for this? Did I prepare enough? What will I do if I don't get it? So many times you'll be able to recognize that a character is having tough questions because they'll come in pairs or threes or fours. And then the other way is just obviously to look for question marks. Tough questions don't always come in the form of a question. Sometimes a character is just asking himself or herself what they should do about a situation or trying to make a hard decision. So they don't always have question marks, but that's a good way to look for them. Okay, coming up next, you get to watch a clip from Harry Potter. And I want you to listen for tough questions. Okay, one of the characters is sure enough going to have a couple of pairs of questions that he's asking himself. This is a scene between Harry Potter and Sirius Black. You don't have to have read Harry Potter or have watched the movies to understand that he's having a hard moment right here and he's asking himself some tough questions.